Lebanon regular meeting of council to order May 20th, 2025 at 6 o'clock PM. March, I'm sorry, what did I say, May? I just saw the M.
Allen. Present. Carmack. Combs. Fetter.
Present.
Harrison. Present. Spicer.
Present.
If you could all rise for the prayer and the pledge. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and all the blessings you have bestowed upon our city. We ask that you give us wisdom as we make decisions for our community that affect our citizens and community as a whole. We pray we can work together as a team, and there is much work to be done. Be with our first responders, keep all of them safe and performing their missions. We have several members of council and staff present and former we are praying for. We lift them up to you for healing and comfort. We humbly pray in your name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I don't see that we have any guests this evening, so we will move on. I'll open the floor to the public if there's anybody that would like to speak. But I don't see anybody on the list, so I'm going to close the floor to the public. And we'll move on to new business. Emergency Resolution 2025-10 approving of setting a public hearing to consider the recommendation of the Planning Commission for a zoning text amendment to change the city zoning code with respect to any retail sale of cannabis. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I will need a motion to waive the 2 reading rule.
Linda Allen, I make a motion to waive the rule.
Lisa, I second.
Allen. Yay. Fetter.
Yay.
Harrison. Yay. Spicer.
Yay.
Now we will need a motion and a second to approve by title only.
Linda Allen, I make a motion to approve by title only.
Lisa Fetter, I second.
Allen. Yay. Fetter.
Yay.
Harrison. Yay. Spicer.
Yay.
Thank you. Motion carries. Emergency Resolution 2025-11 authorizing Mayor and Director of Finance to execute a grant agreement with the Ohio EPA Water Audit and Water Loss Program in the amount of $10,000. Is there any discussion or questions? Hearing none, I will need a motion and a second to waive the 2 reading rule.
Linda Allen, I'll make a motion to waive the rule.
Lisa Fetter, I second.
Allen. Yay. Fetter.
Yay.
Harrison. Yay. Spicer.
Yay.
A motion and a second to approve by title only we will need now.
Linda Allen, I'll make a motion yes, title.
Lisa Fetter, I will second.
Allen. Yay. Fetter.
Yay.
Harrison. Yay. Spicer.
Yay.
Motion carries. Thank you. We will need a motion. Is there any discussion? We'll need a motion to authorize city administrator to execute electric agreement. Is there any discussion?
Can I ask a question?
Yes, you may.
I remember when we done this, I thought we did this for the whole town. Didn't we approve this for the whole town, or is this?
So there's two different things. This one was the original just for the city offices. Because we have street lights involved, they have a cheaper rate typically. So, you know, they come back with a rate today. I just talked to them at 7.39 a kilowatt, 7.39 cents. And they're anticipating it's going up. So like the aggregation rates now are almost 9 cents. So they're recommending to lock in for 2 years. So, but if it's not a better deal tomorrow, then don't do it.
So we will need a motion and a second.
This is Linda Allen. I'll make a motion.
Lisa Fetter, I second.
Allen,
Yay.
Better,
Yay.
Harrison. Yay. Spicer.
Yay.
Thank you. Motion carries. We will need a motion and a second to approve the invoices.
Mary Ann Harrison make a motion to approve the invoices.
Linda Allen, second.
Allen,
Yay.
Better,
Yay.
Harrison. Yay. Spicer.
Yay.
Motion carries. Motion to approve the February financial statements and a second, please.
I make a motion.
Financial statements.
Linda Allen, second.
Allen,
Yay.
Better,
Yay.
Harrison. Yay. Spicer.
Yay.
Now for the approval of meetings, did anyone see any corrections or additions that need to be made? Hearing none, a motion and a second is needed.
Linda Allen, I make a motion to approve.
Lisa, I second.
Allen,
Yay.
Better,
Yay.
Harrison. Yay. Spicer.
Yay.
Thank you. Motion carries. Jerry, did you want to discuss the liquor in this section or?
Which, let's go to the next. We got-
Okay, okay.
That's-
I'll check that out. Okay. Well, we have no old business, so we'll move into communications and report from city officials and committees. We start off with me, and I'll just tell you that it's been a very, very busy 2 weeks. Meeting with different companies and staff meetings. We had the Municipal League last night, and I want to encourage all of our council members to attend if you can, because I think it's important for networking for all of us to be there. Last night was a little bit of a mix-up, and the guest speaker wasn't there. So we played it by ear. And so they asked all of us from each municipality to speak just right off the cuff, which was kind of scary. But it was, I think, a really good evening because we heard things that were going on in other municipalities from, from smaller communities to our largest communities and what's going on. And there's a lot of people that attend these meetings that we could be networking with. And I talked to a gentleman last night that's going to come and talk to us about business and economic development. So Mary Ann wouldn't get up and talk. Well, it was kind of scary because they just came up and said, okay, all of you are going to talk. And none of us we're like, what? So, but it was an enlightening evening. It really was. And I encourage all of you that can come to come. I know it's very busy for everybody. I met with the Warren County Combined Health District, and we can call them and ask them to bring their mobile unit to our community for vaccinations and all kinds of things. We'll just get that scheduled and get that out there, that information out there. They have a new person, so we've got to kind of work with this person. There is a place, there's going to be a tire, where you can turn in tires at May the 3rd, and it's either in Waynesville or Wayne Township. I'm not sure. I tried, I looked and looked and looked and couldn't find it. So Jerry, if you can find that. It's May the 3rd.
I'll find it.
Okay. I couldn't find
I'll
it.
share it on
Okay.
the website. Yeah.
And then I'm trying to think, there's April the 26th is our clean the community up, our spring cleaning. So Rumpke will be here and all those good things are gonna go on. We have a Boy Scout troop from Clarksville that is going to come and help us. And if we could get some high school students, I think that would help too. So we'll reach out to Kings and Little Miami and see if they might be for community service hours willing to help. But that's all I have to report because I don't want to steal anybody's thunder. So we'll move on to Tina, our Director of Finance.
Thank you, Mayor Burke. Tax season is quickly approaching. We are offering 2 additional times for after hours for residents to come in. That is that Thursday before tax, which is April 10th from 4:30 to 6:30. We did this last year. I think we might have had 1 person come in during that time, but we do like to offer those hours because people do work during the day and it gives us an opportunity to see them afterwards. And also that Saturday, 4/12, we're open from 8 to noon. So another day that if they need to come in outside of the regular working hours, we're available. With that said, the office is really ramping up right now. Sam and Melina are doing a great job. I've heard a lot of positive feedback on their customer service skills. So that's been pleasant to hear. And Melina, our tax clerk, has now completed her 6-month probationary period. So in that time, she's learned a lot. She's come from not having a background in tax at all, and she's really stepped up and learned a lot in these 6 months. And I truly feel like she's become an asset to the office and to the city, and I'm thankful that she is with us. And other than that, that's all I have this evening.
Thank you. It's great to see Melina work out, and she's a great asset, and so is Sam. Okay, Jerry, our administrator.
Yeah, just a few things we got going on. So the county awarded the King Avenue paving project. So due to the low cost, we're hoping to get all of King Avenue repaved from McKinley down to the other end of it. We opened the bids for the Morrow Road project, which is from Mary Ellen to Mary Lane. Those bids came in actually quite a bit lower than the estimate. So hoping to do a little more paving with that save money. So we'll work through that. At the next meeting, we'll have the award for the contractor. River Creek Lofts keeps moving along. They've been working on the road improvements, and hopefully they're able to get that completed fairly quickly. I know there was some work day before yesterday caused the backup on the guardrail. They had had some one-lane traffic, and it was right at rush hour, so that was kind of little disruption for traffic. We had the civil service test last Saturday. We had five people take it. And we're going to go through the process. So the Civil Service Commission has to approve the eligibility list. And then we'll start interviewing and hopefully getting somebody on board fairly quickly. Those tests are good for the whole year. So if something happens, there's an opening, we can go back to that list and pull from those. So, the County Transportation Improvement District bid out the improvements to I-71 and the 48 intersection. So I talked to the director, and the substantial completion for that project is supposed to be end of the year. I believe that's a new turn signal there at heading southbound on 71, and realigning the on-ramp to southbound 71. I'll try to get some more information and get that out. And the last thing, we did meet with the group, the Center for Local Government. It's a local group of municipalities and townships. A lot of benefits. You can probably see that there was a payment in the bills. A lot of shared services that are available. There's hoping to take care of their insurance pool. We're still working on that. There's some logistics we have to go through. So they got a Public Works mutual aid program that's works well with especially during emergencies. So we have access to all the numbers, equipment, and vice versa. So, I think it's going to be a good thing. They've got a very extensive training program. That's one of the things that's always hard for small governments is getting the sufficient training for all the folks. So they do group trainings for all sorts of from administrative down, all the way to the public works safety. So I think this will be good for us. A lot of local communities are involved in it. So other than that, I think that's all I got.
Okay, thank you. Our Public Works Director is not here, but there's a lot of stuff going on there. A lot of stuff. Our Law Director, Andrew.
I don't have anything to report this evening.
Okay, Sergeant Adams, you're good. Councilmember Spicer, I just kind of blanked there. I want to call you Roland, just,
I have nothing to report this evening.
just call me, right? Just call you. Okay. Councilmember Federer.
Just, the events committee, we're meeting April 3rd, 5 o'clock. And, we do have a band and a DJ for the 4th of July. And a stage too, right, Jerry?
I will make sure we have that one way or the other. Yeah.
And that's all I have tonight.
Thank you. Councilmember Harrison.
Just want to thank all of our first responders, which Sarge, I really appreciate all you guys do, and all the workers out there who've been battling the cold. I thought spring was coming in today, but and I don't think I have anything else to add. It was great last night, and I do recommend everyone to go. The food's good too. So maybe we'll all get out there the next
And
time.
they've reduced the number of meetings that we're having now, the board
Right.
did. So it will be quarterly instead of, I think there were like 6 a year, weren't
Yeah,
there?
seemed.
So they'll be once a quarter now, for a lot of reasons. A lot of people's schedules, it gets hectic.
Yeah.
So I forgot to mention that.
That's all I have to add.
Thank you. Councilmember Allen.
So I guess this is more for Tina. It's tax time, right? So I'm getting a lot of questions myself. So when we mailed out the green card, I actually called the tax office and they kind of gave me some information. But I think we need to go a little deeper because the card actually says anyone 18 or over has to file a tax return. So if they're not working and they're still a student, where does that put them? They'll have to do something.
That is correct. So we blanket with, we've got a little postcard. We're just really trying to get it out there so that everybody knows that we do have a tax ordinance. There's a lot of people that move here from different states that are unaware of that we even have a local tax. So the postcard's purpose is just to get that information out there, kind of prompt them to go to our website or call our tax office. But yes, the requirement is that anybody over 18 has to file. So it's just a matter of, letting us know what your situation is, provide your documents if you're in school. We don't know. We just know that you're 18 and you live in our jurisdiction. So it's really just opening that communication with the residents.
Is there something, I would say, is there something that we can actually put on the website that says, hey, if you are 18, you're a student and you're not working, then you still need to send your documents that we can accept or something?
It's on there. It's on the website as far as like the requirements and of being 18 and who's required to file. If you're retired, we still kind of reach out to you sometimes because we know for sure we've had a lot of people that come back to work after they retire. We've had many employees that worked here after they retire. So they may go through a period of time where they're not working and would not have to file. But we want to just keep them in the loop because if you go back to work, you have to file. Okay? Or call the office. I mean, they're very receptive. I mean, obviously right now it's going to be getting busier and busier, but yeah.
I will say that from a court perspective, we have not had nearly as many tax criminal cases as we have had in the past. So I would like to give credit to the tax department for making sure that the returns get filed and the taxes are collected so that we don't have those problems come up in court.
I do think we will have a lot more coming this summer, Andrew, so don't get too excited. I think being in between
Spoke
tax.
too soon,
Yeah, I
apparently.
think being in between tax administrators and us just, working on what we're currently collecting, the compliance part will come heavily this summer.
I was trying to be positive. Tina was trying to be negative.
Yeah, we'll put a link on the main page to this, right directly to the tax page.
Okay,
That's
that'd be
usually,
good.
yeah,
This tax.
yeah.
Do we still have, this was a question I should have asked, do we still have the comprehensive plan on our website?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
because people have been asking me they would like to look at that. Okay,
It's under the development.
okay. I just haven't had time to go out there and look. Does anybody have anything else for the good of the order? Hearing none, I need a motion to adjourn. All those in favor?
Got a second.
Oh, second. I didn't think you had the second.
I think I do.
Okay. All those in favor? Meeting adjourned.